As we spring forward this Sunday and change our clocks overnight, the Firefighters Association of the State of New York wants to remind everyone, check your smoke alarms.
Yes, it is the time to do that. FASNY Vice President Ed Tase is with us this morning to fill us in on why this is the time to do this. Why do you guys bring it up every year? Easy for people to remember?
It's a remembrance. You know, you change your clock, change your battery and things like that. But since 2019, New York State passed a piece of legislation where 10-year batteries are now in there. Now you don't have to change your batteries in the newer smoke alarms. So we encourage people that even though you don't have to check those batteries, test the smoke alarms, test your fire escapes out of your residence. There's been too many tragic deaths in fires in Western New York alone in the last several months.
Yeah. Yes. So tell me about that. You know, you've been on the front lines of this for over 40 years. You've been a firefighter, you've told us. How many times do you see smoke alarms saving lives?
Several times. They can save lives as long as they're educated. We as a department try to get in there and educate the public. It's this time of year, Fire Prevention Week in October, we go out and we teach people about the smoke alarms. I know Gabby and I have done some stories where we've gone in and tested the smoke alarms and showed them how they work. But it's important that you keep them clean, vacuum them, you know, keep the dust on. Don't ever paint over a smoke alarm to blend in with your wall.
Wow.
You know, because a lot of people want to keep the decor and they don't want it to stick out. Don't paint over it. Keep it as it is, comes out of the package, and keep it clean and keep it operable and test it once a month. You know.
Good advice.
Those are some great tips. And just on average, how many should you have in your home?
You should have one, at a minimum of one on each level. The best scenario is to have one outside of every sleeping area. You know, and when you go to sleep at night, close your door.
I've heard that. Your door can be a great defense against flames.
It can be the flame and the smoke.
Yeah.
From inside your room, keep your bedroom door closed when you're sleeping at night.
It's so funny you say that because I close my door, and my parents growing up have been like, why do you close your door every night? I'm like, it's because I've heard this. So tell us about, you know, I asked this kind of a little bit earlier, but when you see a deadly, a fire that's just so brutal, do you often see the smoke detector wasn't working, wasn't in the home? How often do you see that?
We've seen them where they've been taking the battery. Before we had the other batteries in them, they would take the battery out and use them in the toys.
Oh,
and things like that. You know, you would see them disconnected, falling, hanging out of the wall. Just people's ignorance of making sure it's operable.
You never know when it could save your life.
You never know. You know, and smoke alarm, the new ones run around $20. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
$20 to save a life.
Yeah.
You know?
Well worth it. Thank you so much, Ed. We really appreciate it. We have a full list of tips up on our website. It's going to be up there very shortly. As soon as I get out of here, I will put it up there for you, so you'll have that for your family. We've got much more coming up just ahead.
Thank you, Ed. We'll be tracking that forecast. Mike Syka is tracking snow that's hitting our area later tonight.